basically, if you look at this other video I have, when she backs in to John's car, there's a second or two where she does not apply the brakes. You can see her backing in, hits the car, and
which is what you said, right?
Yeah,
she does or doesn't.
Yeah, she does. She does bump that vehicle, in my opinion. You can see it move.
But does she apply the brakes or not? She does.
Yeah, she applies the brakes once she hits it.
And there's like a second. Then she applies the brake. The funny thing is, the force comes back from John's car back into her car. So that energy goes back into the taillight. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you get 6,500 going into it's crazy stuff because I had an accident investigation school. Yeah. And it's Newton's third law. And I was told by a person back channel of Twitter and how it's true. The law, the energy, once John's car stopped Karen's SUV, that energy came back. And that's how she cracked it. In between the red, there's a white part. That's actually the blinker and the hazard lights, okay? And that's where the crack happened.
It basically that taillight housing covers the side and the back of the quarter panel of the car. It's all one piece that slides in the back of the car. You can see that in those photos I sent you from the Canton Police Department impound lot.
Okay.
That one photo that's on there that's very clear. You'll see that you can see the whole light that's completely broken out. That's when they say they tampered with it.
You're saying it covered right there, right?
Yeah, it went all the way to it met that other piece
to the end.
There. Yeah, right there? You see that little square section right there? You're
right here?
Yeah, that's the backup lights. That section would be clear.
Okay. So
the rest of it would be, that would all be red.
Oh. So that's where the 36 or 37 pieces came from.
Yeah.
I thought it only covered here.
No, it's the whole, all of that. It's basically all of that. You see that red part right there at the top, that jagged piece right there?
Here. Uh-huh.
Now compare that to the screenshot from the video. That's that jagged piece hanging down, but you're looking down at it, so it looks a little different in shape.
Like the taillight for me, and people know. People say, hey, Sean, get off the taillight, get off the taillight. No, I was in this guy's live. He's in Wales. I kind of left everything on the field in his stream, and I went totally at this taillight. And I don't need to show any pictures. It's clear as daylight. And I made one challenge, but we'll get to that. So,
all right. He doesn't need to show any pictures.
He knows everything.
Sure. You want to pull up the video? Want me to pull up the video for us?
I think it's there, right? I mean, do you have it? I mean, there it is. Now, do I get the chance to?
You have the controls now.
Oh, I do.
Watch her wheel turn in this video right here.
Here we go.
Her wheel is turning right now.
I've never seen it turn. I've tried so hard.
It's turning right now.
All right. So right there, he hit, and then a split second later, the brakes go on, and you can't see it clearly from this angle. When you do bring it in to zoom in, it shows how the energy is flowed. Okay, and so. Okay, now I don't know if we can zoom in. So this is what I've worked on.
You can zoom in like on your end if you can zoom in a little bit. Let's see.
Really, I got these stupid.
How's that? Okay.
Yeah, that's great. It doesn't really matter. So if you look, so I started looking. I said, wait a minute, this is crazy. That right side is pretty much intact. Right? We know Jen had talked about the taillight being cracked, right?
The spotlight from the camera. That's a ring. That's a ring spotlight. It has a spotlight on it. And the light is shining down and shining onto the silver housing, and you can see that little red jagged mark. Piece of plastic right hanging there at the top.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's right there. That's the red.
That housing is completely busted right there. And you see, there's no red plastic laying behind that vehicle. There's nothing on top of the snow.
Nope. I have not until you just pointed that out to me. Notice that jagged is exactly right there.
You'll see it even more here in a minute when she pulls forward.
But here's the killer. We know Proctor in his affidavit never used the word crack. What he used was
no, it's not. It's not. Running Bear says the light is broken inward. It's gone. It's right there. It's gone.
You'll see here in a minute. It's completely missing from the housing. It's all busted out.
He saw this car the way it was, and he said, upon seeing the vehicle, he noticed that the right side, so right around there, right there, right there, is what he's talking about. And he said, it's shattered with a large chunk missing.
Shattered.
I said, well, shattered. I said, that's not shattered. So we'll go a little further here. Okay, so it's not really demonstrative there, but there is a little bit of space.
So
my video will show a little different than this right here. She went past it. I think it's on purpose too.
I think well, he's the one controlling it.
Ah, okay.
Let's see if I can get this thing.
Yeah, he's controlling it.
All right, see the dock area right there.
Yep.
Now, right now she has no brakes on, but when she gets to the end of the driveway, see now the whole thing lights up, which means had that taillight been shattered and a large chunk missing, it would have been like a moonbeam. It would have been all white because
Let me correct him.
Right.
And I said, wait a minute, we got something here. So
here's something people don't know about Ring cameras. The Ring spotlight cameras, the colored version, the colored camera, the color night vision has a processor in it that artificially adds the color. So it's probably going to bleed where that light is red. It's probably going to bleed a little bit that into pink, and we'll see that in my video that I sent you. But you got to remember that these night vision Ring cameras, they artificially add the color in. So that's playing with the color of the light. I suspect, my opinion.
Okay. And is that her brake light?
Yeah, it's her brake light. Before she hits her brake light, you can see that there's clearly a light out in the tail light.
In the tail light.
Watch when she's pulling out of the driveway. You can see her hand on the wheel of the car. She's turning the wheel right when she gets up to John's car, and she turns right into the car.
Okay.
You can see it on the front of the car, and you can see her hand on the wheel turning it.
Okay. Let me put it in slow motion. Okay, here we go.
Turning right there.
Yep. Yep.
She turns right into it.
Uh-huh. And why wouldn't she turn before that? I mean, you would pull back. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't. Okay, tell me when to stop it.
I slow the video down here so you can see.
It's going, so I've got it slowed down even more.
The Ring spotlight camera is shining on the silver light right there. The silver section of the housing.
Right here.
Yeah, that's where it's shining, on the silver section of the housing.
Okay.
You can see it's all busted out right there with that red jagged section at the top.
Right there.
That's giving the pink light out right there. There's a bulb underneath that. Or
Okay,
near
so
that.
this part wasn't covered in. Oops.
You'll see it again here in a minute. I'll zoom in on it.
What is that? Like the
That's where it's busted out.
reflector?
That's where it's missing all the red lens right there.
Right there? That looks too round.
Yeah, I think that's with the video being cropped in on. I pulled this from Court TV.
Okay. Okay, now this is all you. I didn't rewind.
You see the red jagged section hanging down.
Yep. Right there.
Yep.
And this right here is all busted out.
The bulb that's in there is causing that pink light to come out.
And this, you're saying, was covered.
That should all be red right there.
Is that super thin, the red covering? Because
they're not
really thin.
I owned a Lexus back in 2001, and I actually took the taillights apart in it, and they were really thin, but I don't know about nowadays.
But just the cover, the red covering, right?
Yeah, it's the taillight lens, yeah.
Because that looks so thin.
You can see it's compared right to the jagged section
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
That's the case right there. I mean, there's no conspiracy if that light is busted out, which it is. I mean, you can clearly see.
Yeah, because I didn't notice it overlap right there before.
Right there. I mean, that shows it right there.
It should have been. Uh-huh.